everyone. So, today I'm going to share with all of you a chapter from my first book. Yes, I'm a writer by professional person, everything. Okay, so I'm a writer. And my first book was called Ahana, The Musings of an Indian Misfit. So, I like one of the chapters in it a lot. And so, goes to a wedding, and this is about the wedding story. Ahana did not know what to do. She hated weddings, and today she was forced to attend a relative's wedding by her mother and her aunt. And that too, it was a wedding of a far relative. She didn't know them well at all. So, she was no longer the naive girl she was during 11th and 12th standard. She had graduated, and that too in a field she now hated engineering. She had succumbed to the herd phenomenon and hated all the 4 years. Of course, she liked the special friendships that she had formed with certain friends of hers, but apart from the subject, she didn't like. And the rules, the way the college system would punish some of her friends, not close friends, but she would see a cool gang, fun, doing fun and things, and they were repeatedly called out by teachers, though she knew and thought, yeah, it's teachers right, but she as a person silently did not like it. And it's okay, Ahana has her opinions. As anyhow, she did not go and tell the teachers anything, thus to not call people or anything, right? She didn't interfere, but she always had an opinion that the cool gang was cool and they had to be left alone. Okay, so that is an interrupting thought in Ahana's story. Now let's get back. So she had succumbed to the herd phenomenon, that was where I was, and hated all the 4 years. And now she was done pretending. And weddings ranked for her number one in the societal facade. But why? Why do you hate weddings, Ahana? You have finished graduation. You are 23. You should love these things. Our relatives would be happy to meet you, her aunt said. Right, Ahana mumbled. She was not looking forward to meeting relatives. They would ask her a question that she hated. When will you get married? She just hated the idea of marriage. Marriage was a binding, a label, that too a label that's binding and was a byproduct of capitalism, according to Ahana, which preaches the linear narrative of productivity. No one would understand her, and she was just hoping all along that they would be late. That is, she and her mother and her aunt were going to the wedding of the you know very far relative from her father's side. Okay, that it doesn't matter whether it's father's side or mother's side. She anyhow hates wedding, but in this particular wedding, it was a far wedding, and she was hoping that they would go late for the wedding, that she would only reach on time for her favorite part of the wedding, the grand lunch. Well, she was not lucky. They were just in time for the rituals. The mantras were being recited. The Agni Kunda, Ahana felt, okay, this is very interesting what Ahana says. The Agni Kunda was emitting terrifying smoke, and hence the bride and her mother were crying. It was the smoke, Ahana felt, that made them cry and not the separation from each other. People are so melodramatic. They think so many emotional things, like the girl is sad to leave her house and this and that. If that was truly the case, then why marry? Yeah, this is funny what Ahana thinks, because she now understands that for many women, this is something that they like doing, and so they also cry. But Ahana, from her perspective, felt that in a satirical way, that and that The Agni Kund was emitting smoke, and that is why the bride and her mother were crying. So I'll reiterate. It was the smoke that made them cry, not the separation from each other. People are so melodramatic. They think so many emotional things. Like the girl is sad to leave her house and this and that. That was truly the case, then why marry? And then the funny part, the ceremony started unraveling. The further funnier parts. Already it was funny. The Agni Kund was also funny. The girl was asked to sit on her father's lap, and then she was handed over to her husband. Technically, the guy should be. Ahana felt, why it's so funny, like lap sitting for the girl from one lap to the other. So then, why should the guy also should be allowed to sit on his mother's lap too, or maybe his father's lap, his choice. And the girl can sit on father's lap, mother's lap, both her lap, and then sit on husband's lap, maybe then mother-in-law's lap, father-in-law's lap, everyone's lap she can sit. Yeah, either way, she felt the guy should be allowed to sit on his mother's lap too, like the analogy of a girl is to father and son is to mother. Don't they say daddy's girl, mother's boy, and such stuff? But it can also be that a daddy's girl is also a mother's girl, and a mother's boy is also a father's boy. So actually, they should all sit on everyone's lap and then get married as they wish because they have chosen it. Well, strange customs. She looked around. Everyone was just smiling as usual. That's what everyone does in such ceremonies, small talk and plastered smile. The social moral code of not doing deep talk. But this is actually, according to society, the normal talk. See, when in these gatherings, if someone asks you, how are you? I realize never go and tell them, oh, I'm not well. I am, my hand is aching, my leg is aching, my head is aching, my body is aching. Even if they are really aching, or even if they are not, either way. Don't stare anything. Or even don't say that my hair is aching. Because hair can't ache. So, I mean, don't say any real thing to them, because they only want to know ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ. It can be in any language, in English too. Because the social niceties, you see. Okay, never mind. So, Ahana, she heard a voice. She was brought back to reality. Some middle aged man was standing in front of her and he asked the most dreaded question. Brace people, he said. Hey, dear child, I have known you since you were a baby. Don't you know my name? She was caught. She did not know what to say. If she said yes, then he would continue chatting and ask her to tell his name. But if she said no, he would get offended. It was like in between the devil and the deep sea. Ahana, she heard another voice. Thankfully, her mother called her, and she could wriggle out of this one. During lunch, she was further irritated because she, who is a left hander, was asked not to eat with the left hand and was asked to eat with the right. She finally was happy that she reached the coconut stage. Well, she had a theory about the coconuts, and this one is a logical explanation. All the women wear gold jewelry to weddings, so the coconuts were there for self protection. If any goon approaches a woman, wham, she would give him one on his head with a good old coconut. So Ahana carefully took the self protection device and went and sat inside the auto with her mother and aunt. So, this is Ahana's story. So, I mean, this is a satire on marriage. With due respect, everyone who marries, this is not an offense. This is just a story and my opinions, which I say. Not because it's a case of sour grapes. No. Because I am a single woman who's not married. No, not because of that. Because I, as a single woman, don't believe in the institution of marriage. And that is a choice. And also, I find it hilarious sometimes, the grand ceremonies. I have respect for people who do register marriage, but I wouldn't want to do that also. But I like to share my opinions about these things because you see, I'm a rude, opinionated woman sometimes. So these are my thoughts, satirical. Maybe the way it was not even comedy, it was must be boring comedy with tinted with explanations and side notes. But you see, it's just the way I am, and my YouTube channel is like that. So stay tuned for more stories, more fiction, more poems from Ahana or from any other of my stories. So, bye until then.